We travel across the world to Dominica, an island referred to as the nature island of the Caribbean. Ecotourism has been at the forefront of Dominica's economy, but with two major disasters in their rearview mirror and a pandemic that significantly slowed down travel to the Caribbean, how is this island diversifying tourism? Today, to talk to us about how his hotel has managed to stay afloat is the owner of Junco Bay Resort, Sam Raphael. Thank you, Sam, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
You are an ecotourist destination. How would you define ecotourism?
The ecotourism is tourists that want to commune in a natural environment. They really want to do natural things. You could say they want to hike. They just want to enjoy nature, in its purest form as much as possible. So they are interested in sustainable issues, be it local communities, be it how do we manage our local resources in a way that we can preserve it for future generations. So that, I would say, that's basically sustainable tourism, but we also promote wellness, and that's a important part. It's not necessarily ecotourism, but it's about health and wellness. And I think this is something, that is going to be very strong as a niche in the future.
Sam, you had to relocate after Tropical Storm Erica in 2015. Then there was Hurricane Maria in 2017, and now COVID-19. How has the resort been affected by these back-to-back events?
Well, again, it's part of the environment. We take it as we get it, and we make the most of it. Tropical Storm Erica, after that, we were severely damaged, the original Junco Bay. It was actually a little small for the demand that we're having. So we actually used that as an opportunity. The disaster created an opportunity to relocate. And we were building when Maria hit, but it just, caused us again to rethink in terms of how we do things to ensure that we do it building wise and in a sustainable way, looking at all different safety aspects and so on. And then, we opened the first phase, and within months, we got hit with COVID-19. The whole world collapsed. Certainly tourism was the first to go. Actually, during the COVID pandemic, we used it as an opportunity to accelerate our construction in phase 2 and to do things after we had opened that we probably would have wanted to do, but we wouldn't have the opportunity to do with a hotel full of guests. So, every disaster, you can find a silver lining, and that's what we try to do in order to survive.
The government of Dominica, through the Ministry of Tourism, they implemented the Work in Nature, called WIN, Safe in Nature program. Can you tell us a little bit about that program?
Well, the first one they did was a Safe in Nature program. They closed to tourism in March, and they opened in the fall. And during that time, we had the opportunity to kind of study, even though we don't know it perfectly. We got a better handle on the pandemic. And they figured out a way to enable visitors to come in, not a large number, but persons to come in and enjoy what Dominica has to offer in a safe way. So they call it Safe in Nature, where the guests are safe, our staff is safe, and the communities are safe. But that's for short-term visitors. But also the government noticed an emerging trend. Now that we've had to not go to meetings physically and not travel, business had to continue, and the whole world has sort of changed how they do business. We learned about Zoom, which we're talking on right now, and how do you communicate and get things done if you're not there in person. So a lot of businesses offered to have their employees work from home or from remote locations. And what better remote location to work from than Dominica, where you can be out here in nature, near waterfall, and still be productive. And so Dominica, seeing that opportunity, they developed a program which would offer a work visa to persons with, other benefits to relocate to Dominica for periods of time where they can work in nature. We believe that this is going to continue post-COVID. Whenever this is resolved, the world isn't going to go back to the way it was. And I think the destinations like Dominica will become, must bucket list must-stop destinations for what they call digital nomads, which are persons who will permanently now continue to travel with their families, with their small children, expose them to multicultural experiences all over the world. It's an exciting time.
What do you hope this means for your business?
Well, we think, that it should bring us some business, even as an interim. So we think they may come and they may decide to stay, let's say, a period of 3 years. So you're not going to want to stay in a resort for 3 years. You'll probably want to get a rented apartment or something like that. But in the interim, when you come down, you're going to need to find some place to stay while you select your permanent location, accommodation.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Your business is still open even during this time, but obviously it kind of looks different than before. Can you explain to us what business looks like for you today?
When we closed, government shut down the ports, we actually had 100% occupancy in the first phase of Jungle Bay. So we got off the ground running and we were doing very well. Right now, it's nothing like that because we're just getting trickles and dribs and drabs of business. So it's been much, much less. We've had to make all kinds of adjustment. But one of the things in this business, you realize it's a business that's built around people. And that's, we've got beautiful buildings and the grounds are nice. It's like a Garden of Eden, but it's really the people. And so we had to find a way to keep our people employed so we don't have to, start from scratch and retrain. We're certainly looking forward to the time when we can, if not make a profit, but at least break even or come close to that. We feel pretty optimistic that once COVID is brought under control, that we will see a huge demand for people wanting to come and stay at Jungle Bay, places like Jungle Bay and Dominica.
Thank you again, Sam, for being here today and sharing with us. I'm JL Joseph. That's it for today.